1/10 of a square meter. Okay, so we need to work with some stuff here. Obviously, this is a composite figure. First of all, we know this because that's the part of the unit we're on. Second of all, we know this because we see, or at least I see, and hopefully you guys see, I see half of a circle and a rectangle. Everyone agree with that? Half of a circle and a rectangle. Okay, so we're going to divide this up here. Now, we know that this little bit here is 3.7. Visually, it looks like it's about halfway, but we're just going to confirm, okay? So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take the entire length, so 7.4, and I'm going to subtract 3.7 from it, and it is in fact 3.7. So that means this bit here is also 3.7. Everyone agrees with that? So now all I'm going to do is calculate the area of both my figures, okay? I'm going to remember that it's only a half circle, so whatever the area is, the equation for circle, I'm going to have to divide it in half, okay? So I'm going to say area of a half circle equals pi r squared divided by 2, because it's a half circle. I'm dividing by 2 because it's a half circle. Now, 3.7 divided by 2 because I need to get my radius. Does everyone agree I need to get my radius? So my radius is here. So radius is half of 3.7, so it's 1.85. And I just calculated that. Meters. Put the meters on there. So, area of the half circle is 3.14 times 1.85 squared, all divided by 2. On your calculator, make sure you do all the multiplication in the top, hit equals, and then divide it by 2, okay? Because you want to make sure that that exponent of 2 is calculated properly. So 3.14 times 1.85 to the exponent 2 equals divide by 2. So I got 5 point, how many, I want to go to a square meter. So 5 meters. Because it's 5.3, so it stays 5 meters. Does everyone agree with that? 0.3 is smaller than 5, so it stays on the lower side. Okay, so that's for my half circle. Now I'm going to do area of my rectangle, which is length times width, which is 7.4 times 3.7. So 27 because we're doing to the closest meter. Because again, it's 27.38, which stays at 27. Add them because they're together, right? Because the whole shape includes both. Okay? So total area is equal to area of my half circle plus area of my rectangle, which equals 5 plus 27, 32 meters. I didn't check, but
I didn't check that. I was just guessing.
32? Yep. Thank you. Well, I don't know why I keep dropping this. Thank you. Usually I'm the one screaming at you guys about it, and now I'm dropping it everywhere. Just so you know, on the first test, every single student, 95% of students drop their squares. I will take the mark off once or twice, but I won't kill you on the grade, okay? But the next time you do it, I will take a mark off every time you do it, okay? So please just get in the habit of doing it. And I know I'm like a mess today, I apologize. I'll get my A game on.
So you're supposed to put it squared.
Yes, because it's meters squared. Area is always meters squared. Volume is always cubed, whatever the unit is. Think of it this way. Area is 2-dimensional. Volume's 3-dimensional. So that's why there's always a squared or a cube. Now if only my brain could remember to do it, to not confuse you guys. We're good? Okay. Last one! Yes! Okay, now this is a crappy diagram. Every time I see this, I think, oh, Helen, you need to fix this diagram, but I then forget because then I keep teaching. I know that you can see this little blip here, but just imagine that it's not there, okay? Maybe your eyes can't actually see it, so then we're good. So basically all I'm saying is there's no little overhang. It is a half circle, a rectangle, minus a triangle, okay? This is just a poorly designed drawing. Do you see what I say? See, there's like the little bulge there. So I had students before being like, well, that looks like 3/4 of a triangle. So, and I'm like, or a circle, excuse me. And I'm like, no, just a half circle, half circle. We're not getting into any of this craziness. Okay, so one step at a time here. So we need to do a half circle, a rectangle, and a triangle. Okay? Nice thing is we know what the diameter of circle is. We know what the length and width of the what am I talking about here? Length and width of the rectangle are, and we know that the entire length of this is 0.6. Does everyone agree with that? So then these little bits are actually going to be 0.3 because they're half of that entire length. Okay, so this is going to be 0.3, this will be 0.3, this will be 0.3. Everyone agree? Okay, so now I'm going to try to write small so I don't mess this up. Area of a triangle equals base times height divided by 2. In this case, the entire base of the triangle is 0.6. Does everyone see that? The entire base is 0.6. So 0.6, the height is 0.3, and I divide by 2. So I got 0.9. Oh, to the nearest. I'm going to leave it with decimals right now because I will just figure out my final at the very end. Okay, my final at the very end. Because this is so small, if I round up now, it will be like nothing. Okay, area of the rectangle equals width equals 1.3 times 0.6. And I got 0.78 meters squared. And now I have area of my half circle equals pi r squared divided by 2. I'm just going to come to the side here. I hope that's okay. So 3.14 times my radius is 0.3 squared divided by 2. Is the bottom corner blurry on that smartboard, or is it just the angle on that?
Yeah.
My old eyes. So I got 0.14. I actually got 0.1413, but I'll just put the 2 decimal places. So 0.14. Can someone please confirm that? I am just as able to do user error on my calculator as you guys are, right? Okay, so total area is area of the half circle plus area of the rectangle subtract area of the triangle. Does everyone agree with that? So the half circle, the rectangle, subtract the triangle. So my half circle is 0.14. My rectangle is 0.78 minus 0.09. Okay, so I got 0.83 meters squared, but it says determine the nearest square meter. Okay, so square meter would be 1. Now, it also says in the question, if they asked you for the nearest square centimeter, you'd first change each meter. Okay, so if in the question the measurements, and if you ever do any sort of building or any sort of construction, hopefully you know this. So if the area is given to you in this case, meters, but you need to know everything in centimeters, you have to calculate all the original values to centimeters right away, because otherwise all those decimals that you're losing changes everything, okay? And when you're thinking about a countertop, if you're dropping decimals here and there, that can leave you a huge gap in your countertop next to the wall or wherever, okay? So you always want to do your conversions first and then do all the calculations. Because every time you multiply a number by something else, you're losing accuracy if you haven't done that conversion first. Okay, is that fair? Yes? I think my husband learned this the hard way with our countertop. Not really. Okay, so now the next section should be